This time I'm going to present language in Kenya, and I will explain it with an infographic. So I would like to start with the first part. Okay, so language in Kenya. Kenya is a multilingual country where are 68 languages. One is already extinct. 60 of them are indigenous languages, and 7 are not non-indigenous. There are 2 official languages in Kenya that are English, that is associated with social mobility and success, the Swahili or Kiswahili language that is a lingua franca in East Africa. And of course, there are others that are also important and that are spoken in the streets and specific neighborhoods. For example, Sheng, that it's a mix of Swahili plus English hybrids, and of course other local languages. And we have the example of the Kenyan gospel rapper Ego Dida, who affirms that he almost got killed by people of his tribe because he couldn't speak the language. He grew up in the streets, he said, and therefore he spoke Sheng. Later we have the Kiswahili that, as I mentioned before, it's an official language. It is a Bantu language. It's a language that it's influenced by Arabic lexis, and it has 88 million speakers. Kiswahili is most of the time associated with town life, trade, and certain kinds of jobs. But in general terms, it's a language that you can hear in the streets. It is also seen as a language of solidarity, while English is regarded as the language of power. Kiswahili is also known by around 2/3 of the population, while English is speculated to be spoken by 10 to 20% of the population. So, linguists said that the balance of power between these 3 languages, and of course others that are also important like Kikuyu or Luo, are constantly evolving, and they are kind of creating a new voice that is called Kenyan English. So, in order to explain Kenyan English, I would like to talk a little bit about its background, because Kenyan English is a new variety of post-colonial English, since colonies in Africa began to be established after 1880, and it was a decisive factor in shaping the linguistic reality in existence today. So, due to colonization, English influenced the lives of Kenyans in the rural and urban areas, and it started to gain some status. English became synonymous with being well educated, and it could give people better employment opportunities, and of course a higher salary. But access to education at this time was seriously limited due to the low numbers of schools, and so the majority of the population was not able to acquire this language. It was until 1919 that the authorities or the officials decide that tuition should be conducted in local languages. while English will be introduced as a foreign language. So the situation for English in Kenya began to change approximately in 1947, when India, that was seen like the jewel in the crown of the British Empire, became independent. So the British realized that a more widespread knowledge of English among Africans would be necessary in order to secure their economic and political influence in Africa. So after this background, I would like to mention the features about Kenyan English. For example, it is also influenced by Bantu languages, and it is seen as the must-have language for upwardly mobile Kenyans, and it is the language of instruction in schools. An important linguist called Kimani Hogu affirms that it is the language of national consciousness in terms of building nationhood across ethnic groups in a very fragile state. It is important, it is made available across the country. And okay, let's see the next part. Kenyan English has like its specific features. For example, it uses double pronouns such as me, myself, I don't know, or we, ourselves. Also, short vowel sounds, for example, hat, hut, heard, heard, but all of them sound like similar, like hat. Lots of consonant clusters, pluralized uncountable nouns, for example, monies. British English vocabulary, for example, chips instead of fries, and lots of proverbs. So, finally, as a personal reflection, I think that it must be difficult to live in a multilingual country. In Kenya, people see English as an imposed language, and that is why they are changing it. I think that it is normal because each English speaking country has its own variant, but in my opinion, both official languages should have the same importance, and they should be taught in schools so that people don't feel that English is an imposed language, and so that they don't feel like they are kind of losing their identity. Because English should not be seen as a language to be totally eradicated or totally changed. It should simply be seen as a second language that can give people more opportunities to communicate with others. So that's all. Thank you so much.